All right. You know, I'm happy to be back on this live stream. I did a members only a while ago, and it took me back to the original days of the channel where I had just literally zero people in the chat. Like I have members, but none of them showed up. So it took me back to the early days of when I had my channel, and I used to speak to myself and myself only. And yes, this is a new photo. I liked it, so I'm going to be using it for a little bit. I don't feel like being on camera. My eyes have been hurting since I think I had COVID last week. I'm not sure though. I never got tested. But anyways, thank you so much for being here, and Nina, thank you and Rondi for being here. Um, one thing that I've well, it was the members only. Yes, I'm sure there was a notification because I set that up this morning, early in the morning, so I don't know. I don't know what was up. But anyways, if people are members, they can go and rewatch it. It's some special stuff. It's not the normal stuff that I present on here because I was trying to be all fancy for my members. So, anyways, welcome to my channel. My name is 12 Gauge. If you've been here before, thank you for continuing to come back. And if you haven't been here before, give the channel a try. You might find some stuff that interests you, some stuff that gives you insight in a different direction, or even entertains you for a little bit. Non biased, factual information. And I try to break things down where it makes sense and it's logical rather than, you know, having things hanging around that are just perpetuated from other channels or other creators or other thoughts or anything like that. Not that I have anything against other creators. I don't know if that's why I've alienated myself, I guess. But you know what? It is what it is. Those that care about the channel will continue to show up, and those that don't, I guess they weren't real to begin with. So that's all that matters is the people that show up. So tonight, I'm going to talk about the second part of the rehabilitation or moneymaker, the prison. Last night, I started this and it was really interesting. So if you don't want to watch this tonight and you want to check out the first one first, it was around, I guess, 10 o'clock. Um, so go give it a shot and then come check this one out because it's a really interesting documentary and it really highlights the prison system in this one state and how this community is impacted by so many people going to prison in this one small area. 200 yards from this neighborhood, there is this prison. And 1 in 6 people out of this neighborhood has been incarcerated. Hey, Absolutely 13. Thank you for showing up. I know that you were here last night. Hope everybody's doing good. Let me go ahead and get this started. Like I said, if you haven't watched the first one from last night, you might check that out. Or you can just start from here and then go backwards, whichever you like. Or here we go.
Crystal has also picked up another charge for resisting arrest after a classroom fight. Her court date is approaching, and now she faces jail.
My life's messed up. I'm in a school full of bad people, full of bad kids. I'm 15. I'm in the court system. And I probably got like 6 charges right now. I'm gonna be locked up. And I can't do it. I have a lot of problems. Life is not perfect. It's not perfect. I wrote a prayer. It's my prayer to God. I pray to you, God. Just please help me. I don't know who I am anymore. I need your help. I'm tired, and I just want some rest. I just want to sleep. I'm just tired, period. I'm ready to give my life up. I am ready to die. I want to do it myself. That's why I need you. So I know where I belong.
Three nights before her court hearing, Crystal overdoses on pills she stole from her mother.
I'm a lying, evil, crazy, pathetic problem child. I have nothing to live for or nothing to become. I'm useless. And I'm so ready to go. And if I shall go to hell, then that's where I was meant to be. I don't deserve your love or mercy or life in general. So just please, I beg you, just help me. Amen.
That's so sad. That's so sad. And you know, it's so real at the same time because there are lots of young adults that have this mentality. They feel like they can't get it right no matter how hard they try. They're a nuisance to people around them, or they feel like people are just would be better off without them, and that is not true. You know, this individual has made some mistakes, but it doesn't make her one, you know? I hope she got some help. I hope she got the help that she needed, and we're going to continue to see how this turns out.
When I went in to see Crystal, Crystal was still laying in the bed. She's been crying a lot because she's red around the eyes. So I just we both sat on the bed with her, and I just talked to her. I felt bad seeing her in there like that. Uh, Responsible. Yeah. Sort of like I failed her. And I wanted to be out too.
Under Kentucky's prison reforms, Charles McDuffie is being released into drug rehab.
Do you have any questions about anything? No. Thank you.
Good luck to you, man.
All right, man. All right. They can have a motor car for us. Oh, I love it. I love it. I even bought him some new shoes to walk out with. I love it, man. Yeah. Let me out. Oh, man. I ain't coming back. Hopefully I'm not. I know it's not going to be easy. I know that. It's going to be hard. My plans, I'm not coming back. I like my freedom.
McDuffie will spend 6 months in a drug treatment facility.
Let me answer that question, Rondi. This is a great question. Is there any sort of exit plan? You know, this guy's heading to treatment. The other guy went straight home to another location. It's like they have a little bit of support. The other guy's on parole, but they just kind of get thrown out there, you know? They just get thrown out there, and it's kind of like going away and coming back to your old life, feeling like you had a little bit of a timeout, but nothing you come back to has changed, even though you want to change. It's so hard to get it right. It's so hard to get it right. I feel for these people.
Man,
Asking these questions. You have any drugs on you? You got no smoke, no weed, no spice, pills.
no.
You gonna get asked that 100 million times around her, okay?
That's good.
You gonna ask
It's a good thing.
Okay. And so I need you to turn around, hold your arms out like this. Turn around this way. Yeah, I'm working like that. Okay.
Residents of St. Anne's have come to believe that those who have had problems in the past deserve a chance to make a positive change.
I think it's nuts. But I got myself in this situation, so I got to deal with it.
Hey, McDuffie.
I'm a Vietnam veteran, and I have a clean date. What down level? I don't like it, but I look at it like this: if it help me stay clean and not ever use drugs again, hey, I'm all for it. You know.
Inmates released early under the prison reforms have to report regularly to their parole officer. But Keith Huff has gone missing.
Keith, at this point, has been declared an absconder. Being declared an absconder means that you are a fugitive. It means that I will be turning his case over to our fugitive task force to locate him.
That was the individual that only had 30 days of prescriptions. You know, they let him into to go live with his other family member, and they gave him 30 days of script, and that was it. So at the end of 30 days, when you start getting off your medication, he's schizophrenic. He has all kinds of issues, and he can't easily just go and say, "Hey, I need you to refill this," because most places will not just refill it that quickly. Even if you go to a doctor, it's hard to get in, especially if you don't have a job, you don't have any money, you don't have the means to do it. How is he supposed to stay on his medication? So if you get off your medication, what are you going to do? You're going to run, right? You're going to go and hide out because your mind is playing tricks on you. You're not thinking about the next right thing to do.
I'm highly disappointed. In the first meeting with Keith, I really honestly felt that he was genuine. He was ready to change. He's been in and out of the system for 40 years. So I really thought he was ready. He had less than 6 months to be completely done with this. I attempted to call his cell phone, did a home visit, Worried, of course, because he'd had medical problems. So at this point, not knowing anything else that's going on, I'm just horribly disappointed.
A month has passed since Crystal's overdose. Her court date for resisting arrest and truancy has been rescheduled for today. She could be sent to juvenile jail, but the court is offering an alternative.
Well, you've got the truancy is here, back here. Okay. The beyond control is back here. But then right now it's the disorderly conduct resisting arrest.
Okay.
Their offer is to plead guilty to the resisting arrest. They would ask that you go on home incarceration.
Be on the watch.
Be on the watch for a period of time. If you're on the watch, you got to go to school every day because not going to school is a violation. Good behavior at home, good behavior at school, go to school. I mean, it's kind of like you're at a point right now where you got to make a decision of, I'm going to change or, things are going to go downhill real fast.
I'm going to take the deal.
Are you sure?
And did you see the mom's look? Like, oh my God, she's going to be stuck at home with me? How does this benefit me at all? She had that look like, oh my God, she's going to be stuck on home arrest. Stuck with me. I tell you, the problem doesn't go too far.
All right, Ms. Tribble, this is a document marked admission of guilt. Have you had plenty of time today to go over everything on this document with your attorney, Ms. Hurley?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Tribble, how do you plead to the charge of resisting arrest? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
The sentence for that today is 20 days on HIP, and you are to attend school daily with no unexcused absences. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, that's all for today. Thank you.
Thank you.
I hate having to lock children up. It is used as a last resort. I don't believe detention is a deterrent with adolescents. Reduced the population in our detention facility since I've been on the bench by 30%. We took money and redirected it into the home incarceration, electronic monitoring, which allows us to let children go home far more often than it used to.
What this is? It's getting thick, Crystal. It's getting thick.
It's not going to be no thicker.
Was that the last time?
Yeah, it's the last time.
All right, what leg you want it on?
Left.
Put it in that chair. Being on HIP means if you have any issues at school or at home, that we don't talk about it. You just get locked up and come to the youth center. Is that going to be a problem?
It's not going to be a problem.
We're not going to get locked up?
No. I'm good.
It's not too tight.
Not too tight.
Well, when we hear that click, you're on HIP. You don't get off until
24th.
Good luck. Once you get home, it's going to send us a page that everything's hooked up correctly. If I don't get the page, then I'll be calling you. That's fine. Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
20 days. Crystal's at that crossroad. She could finally get it now and decide, okay, they're right. I do have to go to school. I do need to get my stuff together. But she's on that level where she can go either way because she is so angry. She could be headed towards prison if she doesn't get it right now. I hate to say that about any kid. But
She's correct on that because, once you put those monitors on kids, it seems to straighten them out. Even though you don't want to put those things on kids, but, that might be the last resort to help a kid see that they need to slow down, that they're moving too fast. Because some kids don't realize that you're trying to help them. They think that you're trying to hurt them just like they've been hurt by everybody who crosses their path. And that's not always true. And that's why I try to reiterate to the young adult that I interact with, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to help you.
But it is a reality.
Three days later, Crystal skipped school.
Oh. I put handcuffs on him and leg irons as well. Actually, I'm on call this week, so if anything pops off, guess who's going to pick up the kid from the law enforcement facility and possibly transport him? You're listening to him, and they do dress him out like that. So 3 days later, she skipped school. There had to be a reason why she skipped. Do you think that mom is the problem?
When the police came, I didn't even know what was going on. I got arrested. You just didn't want me in a predicament.
Tribble, Crystal. Crystal, have you currently or recently been pregnant? Have you ever attempted suicide or caused harm to yourself?
Yeah,
When?
a long time
Are you thinking about it now?
ago.
Do you have a history of violent behavior?
Yeah,
On a scale of 1 to 10, how sad are you?
10.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how mad are you?
10.
Crystal faces up to 65 days in juvenile detention.
It's confusing. You get chained up. Like I'm a criminal. I'm in here with people for robbery and other stuff. I'm people that actually did stuff. I had the handcuffs. The handcuffs was chained around my waist, and I had a lock on it, like I was gonna break loose or kill somebody. So I don't get it. I'm 15 years old. I was on HIP, and I'm in here basically for skipping school.
Hey, Chad, do you think that's justifiable? I mean, I know that there's a lot that goes into her case, but that's how she views it right now. How would you explain to her that there's more that goes into her being locked up right now than just skipping school? What would you say to her?
A year after the Kentucky reforms were rolled out, prison and jail numbers are slowly starting to fall.
You all right?
Yes, sir.
You look happy.
I'm always happy.
I know you are.
I'm still alive.
I hear you. Beats the alternative, doesn't it? We're starting to see, I think, some positive results from that, but certainly not to the extent that I was hoping for.
Some of the inmates who were released early have already been rearrested and locked up again in Louisville's jail.
Hey, man, what's happening?
Time ago, man.
How you been?
I come to North Iron, man. I keep coming back.
I remember you. I know you keep coming back to jail. What do you keep coming back to jail for? But you're always so happy when you come here. What are you back for this time, man? One of the big challenges we have here is our frequent flyer population, and that is our chronic and persistent mentally ill folks that come to us on a regular basis. These are individuals that, by and large, are not violent or a threat. They have a mental illness. They also may have substance abuse issues. And we do a pretty good job of cleaning them up, getting them back on their medication, only to release them right back out to the streets, a limited supply of medication, and that cycle just starts all over again. They end up right back in here, and we do it all over again. You know, the true definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the results to be different.
You know what's sad? And I know a lot of people don't think of it like this, but most of those individuals that are in that adult prison or adult jail were 15 years old at one point. And even younger, probably, when they started getting into trouble, skipping school. Skipping school is the biggest red flag that you should look for. If your child or you know of children that are skipping school, there's a problem. There's a problem. People don't skip school just to skip school. Either they're getting bullied or there's substance use, there's all kinds of things. There's abuse in the home, there's all kinds of things that could be going on that these individuals don't want to be in school, they don't want to be around people, they want to isolate and escape. So, what are they running from?
Keith Huff, who's been on the run, has just been caught by the police. He'd stopped taking his medications and was back on Beecher Terrace.
But I'm in Chips County Jail right now, and I'm here for violating my parole. I've been in this jail probably 30, 40 times. I was really trying to do the right thing. Though at the end of the day, I'm kind of disappointed in myself because I stopped taking my medicine, and you don't think rationally like you should think. I made some bad choices because I didn't take my medicine. So really, I did it to myself. That's basically what happened.
Keith will now be sent back to state prison.
The alleged violations are as follows: absconding mandatory reentry supervision, use of a controlled substance, cocaine, failure to attend treatment for substance abuse. That's what you've been charged with.
When we release people from prison, the risk of going back to prison is very, very high. Not because you're going to commit a new crime, but because we create these conditions for release that are very difficult to satisfy. You have to pay $30 or $40 or $50 a month. You have to report on a regular schedule. You may have to be employed. You can't move. There are a whole host of things you cannot do. And lots of people who are struggling with reentry fail to do them. And you see these technical violations sending thousands of people back to jail or prison, sometimes for years, maybe even decades.
You kick me out on the street and you tell me, do this and do that.
Have a good night.
So at the end of the day, I don't have clothes, I don't have food, I don't have no transportation. It's not easy. What do you expect that man to do?
I mean, this individual has been in jail and to prison over 30, 40 times, he says. He's been in prison more than he's been free. So the state of Kentucky has spent over $1 million housing this individual alone. Just this one person. And he's talking about being released with nothing. Can you imagine if you lost everything and you were released with no car, no money, no clothes, just the ones on your back, no job to go to, nothing. Going to a place where people are pretty much stereotyping you, they're looking down on you. You're trying your best, you're trying to be positive, but at what point do you break?
When you look ahead at the rest of your life, what's going to happen to you?
I don't know. I'm just being honest with you. I don't really know. Right now, I'm like, I don't really care. I really don't.
Sometimes I can be just laying here trying to get to sleep. And sometimes these nightmares won't let me go to sleep.
Charles McDuffie has now been in rehab for a month. He is having nightmares about Vietnam.
Feel real. I wake up sweating. One day, everything was wet. Pillowcase, sheet and everything.
Mr. McDuffie suffers not only from the disease of addiction, but he also has some post-traumatic stress issues stemming from his surgery.
And another thing that I want to point your attention to is, did you see that man's room? It looked like a two-man cell with all the little bit of stuff everywhere, nice and neat. The shoes were under the bed. And then look at this cafeteria looking thing. It looks like a chow hall. So let me ask you this question. If you, like I said last night, if you place somebody in an environment that resembles something that they're trying so hard to get away from, after a while, they're going to integrate into what you're trying to have them live in. Yeah, you're right, Texas. Let me put that on the screen. A lot of them become institutionalized, and once they do get out, they can't adapt back to society. You're so right. It's so sad. That's all they know.
Service during Vietnam. According to him, he had 19 confirmed kills, but one that has, as he says, his friend that he brought back with him, that he still has dreams about, nightmares.
The treatment facility has arranged for McDuffie to have therapy for post-traumatic stress.
McDuffie family.
Hey, Jeff.
I went to Vietnam, I was 19 years old. Come back, I was 23. I knew something wrong with me, definitely, but I didn't know what it was, I got a lot of dark memories about Vietnam. A little incident happened that I can't get over. I killed a Viet Cong that didn't have a weapon. I shot that man about 30 times. I can see a little man right today, begging me not to kill him, but I did, Tell me he had kids, had baby sons. Me got baby son, me got baby son. And I killed that man, I think it was murder. I mean, to me, that's what I feel about it, That was it, man. That was it. I become a crack addict. Crack is the devil, for real. But today I'm clean and sober. I feel good about myself. That's about it. That's about it.
I wonder if this girl hears voices because sometimes she just zones out. I don't know if she's acting for the camera or she's really envisioning something that's not there. Makes you wonder.
Demetria has been rearrested after escaping from the juvenile shelter.
I just got locked up. I left the group home, but the police found me in Beach Tires. I'm mad, but what can I do? You can't run from here, or I would have been did it.
Demetria could be released on home incarceration. But her aunt has told the courts she's not ready to take her back.
She want me to be locked up, and no, she's the only parent I know that does that. Any other parent is fighting to get their child out of jail. She's keep her detained and do this and do that. Wait, I'm not with none of that. I don't like asking people, can you take me in? Can I live with you? No, I'm not that type of person. I don't like to need nobody. I don't like feeling like I need nobody.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but at 15, you need a lot of people in your life. In order to make it, you need to let some people in to help you. Because your aunt don't want you back, you're going to need some people to help you.
It's making me more mad. Locked up do not make you, oh my God, I'm never gonna do this again. Oh my God, no. It might make some people think that, but not me.
I'm really sad to say that the data plays out really clearly that once a child is involved with us formally, it increases the likelihood that they continue to be involved with us or move to the adult system. When you hear those,
And that is the sad part. A lot of individuals that end up in the adult system only aged out in the juvenile system, so they had to go over to the adult system because they were no longer juveniles, and it continued to create havoc in their environment. But like I was saying last night, you can't just expect to try to redirect a 14, 15, 16-year-old kid or 17-year-old when they're that age. If you've allowed that when they were 7, 5, 6 years old and you didn't redirect it then, there's no redirecting it at that age. You can hope for the best, but chances are it's not going to happen.
those doors lock behind you and somebody has to start calling for keys and for numbers every time you move and somebody's watching you 24 hours a day, how do you help but internalize that, especially as a child? How do you help but internalize that this must be my natural habitat?
When I came in here, I was heartbroken. I was heartbroken when I got put in handcuffs. I feel like I was getting torn apart. I shouldn't be in here. No, I just shouldn't. This is not my place.
Crystal is now going to face the judge whose court order she violated. Her jail sentence could be extended.
All right, Crystal Tribble. Ms. Tribble, you stand before the court on a motion to hold you in contempt for violation of my court order of home incarceration. It's my understanding that you are admitting to contempt for violation of HIP. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Tribble, I'm placing you on probation to the Department of Juvenile Justice. Ms. Tribble, you understand you're going to be on a curfew now. And if you violate your curfew, they'll bring you back to me. Do you understand what the next step is?
Yes, ma'am.
Any further violations of my order will result in a much longer stay at the detention center. Are you clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Make sure you are. All right, you will be released back on the HIP program. That's all for today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions?
So she's being released on probation again. So basically, if you were going to equate that to the adult system, she would have been reinstated back on probation, just like that's what happened to the adult. They get violated, they get locked up for a little bit, or they just get reinstated and they lose all their good time and they start all over, so to speak. It's a back and forth battle. The feds are even worse. They take away your good time. They could send you away for the first violation up to a year and a half. And then you come back. Not only do you do jail time with the feds, you also do probation or parole. So you have two things you need to complete in order to be free.
The judge has given Crystal one last chance. She'll be allowed to go back home, but she'll be on probation for 6 months.
How you doing, criminal? Okay. I'm so happy to be out.
Oh, what? Crazy on my head. Woo. Lord, I gotta get it done. I know. When I'm 18, all this stuff ain't gonna be gone. Oh, man. I'm gonna finish school. I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna get me a job. I'm not a scrub. I'm not gonna be one. Seems like it now, but wait till you see me in the future. I'm gonna be something when I grow up.
I think she'll be okay. She's just tired of going back and forth to court and she don't like for nobody to tell her what to do. Because she knows now that there's really nothing else but camp or being removed from the home. You know, you've used up everything else. So she knows it's getting real now. I used to fall asleep on the porch reading a book. It was black book. Yeah, one of them. You got fun?
After 3 months rehab, McKay's therapist is encouraging him to confront his past by writing a letter to the man he killed.
I thought it was stupid, you know.
See, look at that little area of his. That's his whole life right here in this little living space. Just like a prison. This is just like a jail cell. And if you are forced to live in this environment because you have nothing else, how are you supposed to break free from those thoughts, those emotions, the isolation of you being in your head all the time? That would drive me crazy. I can't lie.
She said, no. She said, let's try it. So write a letter to apologize, you know. So I did. When I was in Vietnam, I did something that I thought was wrong. To me, it was murder. I lived with this for years. I have nightmares because of it. I did drugs to ease my problems, but it still comes back just about every day. So I want you to know that I'm sorry. I've lost a lot thinking about you for all these years. I'm sorry. Now I'm telling you goodbye forever. I've suffered enough from you. No more. I'm not sick anymore, so now I'm able to deal with you.
Different ways, it don't matter which way you do it. Knock out both your hands up. Hey, you gotta go through that.
I got a sense of relief, you know. I don't feel guilty now. I feel a lot of guilt, you know. I feel a lot of guilt, shame for all these years, you know. There are things that come with war, you know. I'm realizing all this. All this stuff is just coming to me now, you know, and give me a sense of relief, you know. I feel good today. I feel good today. I feel better than I felt for a long time.
Demetria has been locked up for 6 weeks. The judge is trying to figure out what to do with her.
Whenever you guys are ready, let me know. Okay, all right, let's call her in. Demetria Duncan. How you doing?
Okay.
A little jumpy? We're here for sentencing on contempt, stipulation of 327.
Demetria is hoping she can be sent back home to her aunt.
There have been more significant problems here recently. We're not denying any of that, but I really think she can do this.
Well, correct me if I'm mistaken, Ms. Duncan, but you told me in court you didn't want to live with your aunt.
But I do want to go home now.
Well, it's amazing what the detention center will do for you. All right, my problem is it is a volatile home situation between Demetria and her aunt. She's violated every other release that I've given her. You stood in front of me, Ms. Duncan, and told me you were not going to violate, and you were gone within 24 hours. And I know, but you promised me before, okay? I can't trust your promise anymore. That's my problem. So I'm not going to release you pending dispo. Okay? She's remanded to LMYDC pending dispo. That's all for today.
Demetria is ultimately sent to a state detention camp for teenage offenders.
I don't want to lock a youth up. That is not ever what I want to do. But as a last resort, if I cannot get them to come to court, if I cannot get them to quit committing crimes, if I cannot get them to do what they need to be doing, then sometimes that has to be done, if for no other reason than to make sure they don't commit any further crimes and to protect the community that we all live in. It is a removal of the child from the home. I certainly don't view that as punishment. A child may view that as punishment, but it is treatment. It is treatment where the child doesn't have the freedom of saying no.
It's 18 months since the prison reforms. They are starting to have an impact. By 2013, there were 1,300 fewer prisoners in Kentucky and almost 3,000 more places in drug treatment programs. Now the state is also planning to reform its juvenile justice system. Kentucky has become a model, and other states are implementing similar changes.
We have now seen the national rate of incarceration finally slow and get to the point where it hasn't increased in the way it has over the last 40 years. And I think the big question is whether we can sustain that.
How you guys doing? You all right?
I think our consciousness about what we've done is starting to grow. We recognize that we can't incarcerate ourselves out of some of these social problems, but we'll need a few years of steady decline before we can actually declare an end to an era.
In the jail next to Beecher Terrace, it's business as usual.
So we're back above 2,000 this morning.
Yeah, or so 2004 this morning.
There's been some progress, but I think there's a lot more progress to be made.
Dozens of new drug addicts and mentally ill offenders continue to arrive every day.
Hi, how are you?
That's true because, they come in high, they come in detoxing, and once they get off their street drugs or whatever they're on, then the real problem comes to light. Then you see the schizophrenia, the bipolar, the histrionic behavior, the personality disorders, all these things that they're covering up. You see it come to light, and you ask yourself, which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Locking up folks that are a clear and present danger to the community obviously makes the streets safer. Locking up people for not paying their traffic fines, locking up people for possession of small amounts of drugs or marijuana, locking up people who are intoxicated in the public, locking up people that are mentally ill, that's not working. That does not keep the community in check.
I'm back in state prison, right where I started at. Now, what I'm gonna do when I get out, I don't know. I don't even know where I'm gonna go at. I don't know how I'm gonna eat, clothe myself, none of that. So I just got to deal with what God give me.
So is it just all going to happen again in 5
I don't know. I can't tell you what's gonna happen 4 or 5 months from now. I know after 4 or 5 months, I know Department of Corrections got to turn me loose. So what I do after that, I don't know what my future holds. I just don't know. When you don't have nothing and you don't have hope, what the hell do you have?
McDuffie has completed his rehab and is a free man. So far, he has stayed clean.
Well, I'm excited today because I'm going to see some people I haven't seen for a long time.
One of us brothers?
Yes, I am. All right, man. All right.
Guys are inside.
I'm going to meet some guys that I haven't seen them in 46 years. I'm going to check in.
Thank you.
I make duck. I wouldn't let them.
Thank you for your service,
You're welcome.
sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And
anytime.
welcome home.
Thank you. Thank you.
That you came.
Huh?
Give me a hug.
All right.
Mm.
All right. All right.
Welcome.
How you doing,
brother?
Good.
Good to see you.
All right.
Welcome home.
Thank you. Same here, man. Welcome home.
Hey, boy, how you doing?
All right. All right. Man.
John Dan us.
All right.
69.
Yep. Yep. We fought together. You know, we like brothers. You know, something else. That's right. Messed up right there. You keep coming off with you, man. You know what? How you doing?
Man. Who are you? Key, man. You Aaron Harris?
Yeah,
Dennis?
Yeah, man. How you doing, man? I'm doing great.
I'm all right.
Yeah, McGee.
46 years?
Yeah, 46 years, man.
Yes, sir.
You know something?
Remember, you used to do all our singing for.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
The oldest man and everything. Oh, man, God.
Man.
God good, ain't he?
Yes, he is.
After all these years, man. Long time. Long time.
That will never go away. Vietnam War. I mean, man, never go away. I was a lot of friends.
Yeah, man. Man, you got tears in my eyes, man. When last time you heard me? I've been trying to find him for years. But that's my real name. That's my close. You know, I named my son after him.
I feel real strong. I think I'm gonna be all right this time. I don't want to get caught back in that cycle again. I'm doing good. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
We always call him Mac.
He's talked a lot about you. Nice to meet you.
This guy here.
Crystal's been on probation for 2 months, and she's been staying out of trouble. It's like she through new eyes. She doing what she got to do, you know. It's way better than it was. It's way better. She's been at school. She hasn't had no problems with none of the teachers, none with no kids. She's doing her work. So it's better. She's finally faced the fact that she'll never win an argument with me, you know.
I feel like I changed. Yeah, I'm determined to stay out of the court system. I think they're trying to get me locked up. And if I prove them wrong, I'll make them all look stupid, right?
I don't think she's going to be one of those statistics. Not saying that because she's my child. Well, yeah, partially I am saying it because she's my child, because I'm one that's going to push hard to keep it the right way. About a year ago, if you asked me, I probably would have said I think she's going to wind up in penitentiary at the rate that she was going. But it looks better though now. It looks a whole lot better. It does.
Denise spent almost a year locked up.
See, times like this is like when I wish my mama was alive. Because I don't think I'll be doing all the things my mama was bad. But it is what it is. She's not her, so I just don't care no more. I just don't care. Like, I don't care. No, I'm not gonna give a. I don't give a. I'm not gonna care. Tell me, I'm gonna run. And I'm gonna keep running. I don't care.
Released home Grant in early 2014, but then for probation. She is now on the run.
Wow. That's pretty intense, guys. That's pretty intense right there. You know, I've heard those stories countless times, and I'm sure Texas has as well. And some of you others that are in the social services, I'm sure that you've heard those stories where the children say that they just don't care. And you're not going to make them care. You know, we've gotten to the point where it's really difficult to make individuals see the light at the end of the tunnel, especially when we're focused so much on easing the pain rather than helping them through the pain. Because I always tell my clients, you know what, sometimes you got to feel it in order to get through it. And if you protect somebody from feeling it, each time they get close to it, they're going to fear it and they're going to react the same way they always have. Because there's no new coping skill to help them get through it. You can tell them, but until they understand how to use that tool, then it is just like that individual says, it's insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result. I hope you enjoyed this 2-part series. It is sad. And this is the real life that is out here. It is not the movies, it is not the TV shows, it's none of that. And I believe that sometimes people don't believe that it's that bad. People that have been on the front line, they can tell you it is that bad and worse. It's almost like watching a person kill themselves and you can't do anything about it because they won't let you help them. So the next time that individuals tell you, you know, we don't need to lock up criminals and this and all that, rethink that a little bit because not everybody's a criminal. She was let go so many times and she continued to do the same thing. She was locked up for a year, got out, failed to report, now on the run as of 2014. That's how old this is. No telling what she's doing at this point. Hope she's doing better. But I can tell you that giving people hope and listening to them is a start. A lot of people just want to just be heard. To just be heard. They don't want to be told they're wrong. They don't want to be told they don't know what they're talking about. Some kids just want to be listened to, and some adults just want to be listened to. Because you just never know what battle somebody's facing in their mind. You know? So once again, I hope you enjoyed this 2-part series. I will be doing one more about the American jail system. I think that one's scheduled for Saturday if you want to show up and check that one out. It is a little more intense than this one because it focuses more on adults. So, hope to see you all there. Thank you so much. And y'all have a awesome rest of your week. I'll see you again soon. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you so much. It's hard to see people so young facing so many battles that they only see certain way outs, and you see the train wreck coming, but they won't let you show them because they have shut down from reality. Thank you so much for that, Jeff. I hope y'all have an awesome rest of your night. And Jeff, if you want to go watch the members only live where it was just myself talking, I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to be doing more of those members only. I don't know if you got the notification, but I'll probably be posting it on the community tab from here on out. But the rest of you, thank you so much for being here once again. Y'all have a wonderful night. And let the maestro serenade you out.